Hey YouTube, how's it going? It's me, R Squad 911, back again with another Ghostbusters Haslab Ghost Trap 2 in a Box DIY video. Today we are going to be adding a remote trigger to the pedal to activate the smoke machine inside the Haslab trap. Let's see, we'll keep this open. Right, so we're going to be doing that. Basically inside here is the Costronica ghost fog machine, and basically what I did was, now this is kind of going off on a tangent, but they give you a 4-button remote, which is awesome, and they did a whole bunch of things, but I only needed 2 buttons. The 2 buttons were latch on, so you press it, it would just fog until you hit the same button again to turn it off, and then momentary, which I put into D here, where you just hold it and it will smoke until you let go of it. And then for A and B, if you guys know that I put a smoke relay inside my pack, so same thing, well, not same thing, but one is to activate the smoke machine and it'll just smoke for 5 seconds and turn off. And then on this one, it actually does the emergency kind of cable shutdown. So it just shuts down the pack and smokes, and then you hit it again and then it reconnects that and the pack starts up again. So what I had to do there was reset the relay inside the Costronica smoke machine. And I'm going to put a description in the link below to show you guys how to do that. Basically, you reset it, and then you have to reset the buttons. Okay? But while you do that, you also get another remote here, which is this one. And you take it apart, and then you're going to do the latching connection to the top here, to the top button. So when you do that, it's going to be press on and then press again for off. So when you hit the pedal, you turn it on, and then when you hit the pedal again, you turn it off. All right, so I'll show you guys here. So we're going to press this button, move this to and within screen. Right, it's on. Press it again, it's off, and then this button does nothing. Okay, so how are we going to do that? We are going to wire a button onto this button, which is this. This is a latching switch. I hope it fits. This is kind of like the only one I could find with wings on the side that I can pull out, so it can lay flat without, you know, having such a low profile form factor. So this is a latching switch. So when I press the pedal, it's going to press this button, and it's going to stay on. So that means the trap will open, smoke will come out, and then when you're done, you don't want to go more than 30 seconds. I don't think the trap holds for 30 seconds anyways. It'll turn off on its own. But that means the smoke machine will still continue to go on. So you would have to press the pedal again, and then it will turn it off. So this is called a latching switch. Latches it on, and then when you press it again, it latches it off. So you don't want to get a momentary switch, because that one is, you have to hold it for on, and then as soon as you let go, it'll turn off. So you need a latching switch. Okay, so how are we going to do this? We have to open this thing up and take it apart. All right, so we're going to have to remove this bottom to get access to underneath this pedal. And what we're going to need is a screwdriver, which I have here. So we're going to take off 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then there's 2 hidden under here. So 8 screws altogether. Those 1, 2. Okay, so now that we got those ones on, we got to get underneath to these ones here. And there's 2 ways of doing it. You can either pull this whole plastic cap off. I was given a tip from a few of my subscribers where you just put some sort of, I guess, sticky tape on it, and you can get grip on it and pull it up. But what I usually do on stuff like this, I forget what, I guess I do that on my laptop and whatnot. You can just pry up this rubber piece, and there should, I hope, fingers crossed, that there is a hole to access the screw. So I'm just going to use a screwdriver here. Oh, you know what? It did pull off. You can see this little hole tab here. I'm gonna pull. I ended up pulling it off anyway. So you would have got that hole there, and then you would have put a screwdriver, a precision screwdriver in it, and then unscrewed it. But it's glued on so tight there that it actually pulled it off. So, and then you just pop it back in. Okay. Yeah. Remove that screw. And then we have one more here. So, you know what? I'll try the tape method on that and see how that works. This is some sticky masking tape. And it did get it off. Look at that. So, yeah. That might be the better method. Thank you for those who pointed that out to me. And then this one you don't have to worry about then gluing this back in. So I'm going to probably use some E6000, just stick that back on. All right, so I got to remember that one is loose and that one is good. I'll probably have to refer back to this video and which one I put over there because, you know, short-term memory with age. Okay, so there we go. All the screws are off. And now we just pull this off like so. What's nice is when you get these D-rings, these camera D-rings, it gives you something to pull onto. All right, so we'll look on the inside here. When you press this, it activates this switch here. That's what sends a signal through the cable to open up the trap. There's a switch right there. So as you press it, it hits it. So what we are going to do, which it looks like there's a perfect spot for it right here, is we're going to put the latching switch right there. Hopefully that's not too thick. And then when you press the pedal down, it's going to hit this button. It's going to turn it on and off. There's kind of like this nub here. Oh, that's from the foot plate. But we can probably just like hot glue that in there. I'm not sure if that's going to sit too high. But it shouldn't, because that means if it was slightly in the way anyways, oops, what was that? Oh, that was the fake nut that goes there. If it doesn't go down all the way, at least it is, I don't think it does go down all the way anyways. And then there's an adjustment, there's a screw here. So you could technically adjust it in and out depending how much, let's see. Yeah, you can set this in and out. So it's almost like it was built there to hit a button. Okay, so like if you need more room, you can just screw it more in, which we probably might need. So I'm going to screw it all the way in. There, now it's flush. Again, you don't want to super tighten that, and it should hit the button. But we'll adjust. Okay, so what I'll need to do is I'll need to solder 2 wires onto here, and then that's where the board will sit here. So I might need to trim off a little bit to get the wires to come through. I'm going to have the remote sit inside this part here because this one seems a little bit tighter. This one has a lot more room. So it's going to sit in there in case, you know, I need to open it up, change batteries and whatnot. Okay, solder wires into it. So I just got this wire here. I'm just going to see how much length I need. Just more length the better, in case I screw up. We can cut it down later on. So I'll go with about 8 inches of wire here, which should be way more than enough. All right. Can do a little bit more wire showing. Okay, I'll move that out of the way. And so basically what I do is I just take the wire, kind of make it a little bit more, twist it more so I can get it through the hole, and then I kind of fold it over it, and then I twist it on, and then I solder it. Do the same for the other side, halfway through, twist it down, and then spin it. It's probably a little too far. Okay, spin it. That side's not as pretty, but you guys get the point there. How it looks, then you're going to solder it onto there. But okay, while this is heated up, I'll just solder these points first. One. This is almost a cold solder joint here. I'm not going to go crazy right now. I'm just trying to do the video. Plus, this isn't going to be moving anywhere. It's not like it's going to break or anything. So that's good enough for now. This is really just, oh, did I melt it onto there? Of course I did. All right, so that got pretty hot. There it is, soldered onto there. I think the other side would be better actually, because there's nothing in the way in the path here. Tin these a little bit here. I'm going to take out the battery, because you don't want all that excess heat. How do you take these batteries out? Just slide it out like so. Okay, cool. Yes, always take the power out. Okay, here we go. Okay. Seems pretty good. To cool down a little bit. You can see there. battery back in. And you know what? I think I did it on the wrong switch. I'm supposed to do it on this switch. Comment below if you knew that I was doing this wrong. Okay, that's one again. Not enough solder on there. I can't do this with the camera in the way, so let's see. I can do it like this. Okay. Yeah, it's stressful doing this precision stuff on camera. Just inspect this. It's pretty tight on there. And now let's put in this battery. So I guess I must have shorted it to the switch. Actually, no. Let's try that again. There we go. So press the button, and then we press it again. You'll turn it off. Oh, that's not how it's supposed to be. So on. You have to hit it twice. So something's up there. Because it's supposed to be hit the button. Now this button's not working. Oh, because now it's off. So that's what I wanted to do. So it has to be off. I have to turn it on and then press it again to turn it off. I gotta figure out a way to fix that. Okay guys, I've figured this out. And I've been like reiterating that you need to have a latching switch, but because of the way that this remote is done, you need a momentary switch. So when you hit it once, it resets back to 0 on a momentary switch, and then you hit it again and it'll turn off. This one I have to hit 1, 2 times to turn it off. 2 times to turn it on, 2 times to turn it off. So if I had a momentary switch, I'd hit it and it would just activate the button, and I hit it again and it'll deactivate the button. Okay, so no latching switch here. So yeah, back to the drawing board. I gotta order a momentary switch, and I'll be back here doing this with you guys. All right, so stay tuned. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. Yeah, I'm ordering new momentary switches. So yeah, we're not going to be using the latching switch, but I do have these momentary switches that I have from when I did my wand. So I'm going to use it to test. I'm going to cut off this old switch. like so. I'm going to strip it. And temporarily attach it to this. I'm not going to solder it on. This is all for testing purposes. Yeah, we don't need this here anymore. Put this here. Okay, so momentary. Yep, momentary. And then you hit it again, it turns off. So hit it once, on, hit it again, off. So totally wrong. I guess I didn't really realize how this works here, but it's all about the momentary switch. And obviously this is not going to fit because it's just going to sit way too high inside there. We need something more flat to fit here. I guess, yeah, no. It's just not going to work unless it was this low, but then it'll go past the trap like that. So yeah, momentary switch it is. Totally screwed up on that, I'm sorry, but you know what? That's what I'm here for. I'm here to screw it up so you guys don't. You guys get it in one shot, right? So let's test it again. On, it's going, and off. Ah. All right, so tomorrow when it arrives, or if I go out to the hardware store, and if I am by one, I'm a little busy today, I'll go pick it up and then we'll finish off this video. All right, so thanks for hanging in there. Really appreciate you guys. I mean, this is a day for me, probably about 1 or 2 seconds for you when I cut this into here. All right, so stay tuned. Okay, it's a day later, almost about 24 hours. I got my shipment of switches here. There we go. You know, pretty close to the size of this one here. I believe this is 12 by 18 millimeters, where these are 12 by 12 millimeters. Okay, so we're going to take one of these. And there's no instructions here that tell you, because they have 4 prongs here. It doesn't tell you which prong goes to which, so we're going to have to test it. I'm just going to bend these outwards gently and slowly. And we're going to take our wire here and just kind of wrap it around one of the prongs. That's better. Okay. Common sense would dictate one side to the other, one. Nope, that doesn't work. Wait, does that work? No. So that's joining them. Let's try it on this side. Okay, so the prongs are beside each other to make the connection. Okay, so I'm gonna keep touching them together there. That's why that's happening. Okay, I'm going to solder one side and then the other side. All right, I might have to do this on the table here. Okay. That should be good. Looks good. Test it again. Make sure that everything works. One click on, one click off. Excellent. That's what we need. And then we'll get the pedal. That's the bottom of the pedal there. My work table is an absolute mess. And we're going to mount the switch right in here. Trying to see what the best position it is for it. Okay, I guess just straight in there. And then the wires will curl up through here, over here, and then this will rest here somewhere. Or will I have less wire slack if I went this way? I guess having more wire is good because if I open up the slide, I can just pull it out to change the battery. As long as it doesn't get caught on any of this stuff, which it looks like it might from here. So I got to keep it all inside this area. So I'm going to mount the switch here now. Of course, there's all this hot glue here that I should probably wipe off. Just kind of leaking out of the gun there. Okay, I'm just doing that as a placeholder because I'm not sure if it's going to work if I press down on the pedal. As long as it just holds a bit there. And of course this just fell out. So I'm going to put that back. Seems like it doesn't reach it. So let's open this thing back up. And then adjust this set screw here. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, there we go. So if I press it down, it hits the button, fires it. So I have to probably set the screw further because it's just barely hitting it from what it feels like. One. Yeah, I have to push quite hard on that. So we are going to have to adjust that. Oh, that's why, because I don't have the feet in the front. Okay. So when I'm pressing on it, I can't press at the top. It won't hit the button. If I press here, it hits the button. Okay, so I got to bring out that set screw. Or another way to do it is to mount the button higher. But we'll see. Let's back out that screw a little bit more. And I don't even know how far that screw goes. So it might be a good idea to take out the screw and see how long we're working with here. Not that long. We might have to change it up for a longer screw in there. But let's get the distance first. Okay, let's try it now. Oh, that's without even any effort. One finger. Okay, so we got it. That's it right there. I'm going to replace that screw with a slightly longer one, so at least I know that there's enough threads in there that it, from pressing this constantly, it's just not going to fall out. You want to open this thing back up again, right? Okay, so what am I going to replace that with? Ooh, that actually pulls this whole piece out. All right, we're going to replace it with an M3 bolt. No, that's too small. Is that too small? No, M3 will work just nicely. I don't know if this is too long though. No, I think it should be fine. So I'm going to use an M3. How long is this bolt? 12 millimeters. This just slides back in place. This is what actually hits the button. Let's screw this in. Oh, but that thing moves now. Okay, so I have a solution for that. So that screw actually has to be pushed in all the way in order to hold that piece, because this piece is loose on there. So what I'm going to do is I have these nuts here. Now this probably could all be solved if you just mount the switch higher. But it fits nice and flat in there. If I did have it higher, I'm worried if you keep pushing it, it might either break down the glue, or later on I might 3D print something. But the easiest is just to glue it straight to the bottom. All right, so I added this nut here. so that when I screw this in, I can just put down the nut and that will hold the plate in place. There we go. And that seems pretty tight. All right, let's test if that's enough distance for it to go. Then we can button everything up. We'll figure out where everything's going to sit nicely and then button it all up. Okay. Okay, there we go. And we're good. Perfect. That's it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to open this thing up again. We're gonna figure out, we're gonna mount that button better and probably put some more hot glue around it. This hot glue gun is still going, so might as well take advantage on them. And that's it. So basically I just put in and around underneath it and we'll let that hold, and that should be good to go. And it's not permanent, right? So when you want to remove it, you can remove it. Okay, now I'm gonna probably just Velcro that into place. And just like that, with video editing magic, I have Velcro. Okay, so I probably don't need that much to go on this. So I'll probably just cut a little rectangle like so. I hate doing that with these scissors because it gets it all gummed up. There we go. I like to keep the soft side on this and then the hard side on that. That's just me. So that I can still pull out the battery like that, right? I'll just unvelcro it, put on the battery. And I believe these batteries last pretty darn long, so I mean, I won't be opening it up, taking it out a lot. Okay. So now we kind of want it to be sitting like this. There we go. I think that's good. Not sure if I have to cut a notch in this ridge here, if it's gonna like clip the wire. Nope, doesn't look like it. There's nothing here. I'm not sure if this rests on there, but I don't think so. All right. I think we are good to go. It's not snapping fully into place, which tells me that something is binding somewhere. Okay, so what's happening here is there's this kind of two V's right there, and that's where this board kind of sits in. So when I put the wires through there, it gets in the way of where the board sits in. So I guess the only way to do this is to kind of cut a notch myself into this side cylinder here and put the wires through it. That is probably the only way. And I don't believe anything else will kind of get in the way there. So I'm just going to use these snips just to quickly cut it. Cut a small notch so just the wires can fit through. I am sure there's another way to do this, but for video's sake, I just want to get this done for you guys. Basically just to show you a quick and easy way to get it done. Okay, so there we go. That's in place. Like that. Now, you probably don't need to hot glue that in there. Just make sure that it is, staying in that groove that you cut. Because there is tons of space in here, just not in this specific area. All around here, there's lots of space. Okay, so that's kind of lined up in there. Of course, this keeps falling out. There we go. See, you hear that snap? So it's all in and it works. Okay. Guess what we can do now is button this thing up, and then we'll see how far the distance of this can go. All right, so I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. Got the screws all in there, and all we need to do is put the feet back on. And again, they just press fit in like so. They're actually quite loose in there. They just kind of lightly press in. So you don't require a lot of force to pull them out. So that whole tape thing and wrapping around and pulling it out works very, very well. Okay, so now it's nice and flat on the table. Hit the button and we're good. All right, okay. So how far can we do it? I'm going to put it across the room and we'll trigger it. All right, so be right back. Okay guys, I am back. As you can see, I have the pedal set quite a farther way away from the trap than the cable will actually reach. So let's hit this thing. And yeah, there it goes smoking. And then we hit this again. And it turns it off. So good. All right, now we're going to attach the cable and see how it looks. Okay guys, I'm back. We got the cable connected all the way over there. And oh, there's some ghosts in that trap. I don't know if you can hear it because I'm mic'd up. And it's a far distance away. So we're going to hit this and see how it works. Nice. Lots of smoke. Trap is open and working. And then we'll hit the pedal again. This is flashing. And this is working. All right, now let's do it right up close beside each other. Oh, I guess we opened it and let out the ghost. Okay, let's try that again. Smoke is working good. Hit the pedal again. You can see that the green light turned off and the smoke stopped. We're good, we can open it up. Yeah, all right. So I would say that was a pretty successful DIY. I mean, it was pretty dicey, touch and go in the beginning when I had the wrong switch. I had the latching switch because that's what I thought I needed. But really with wiring it to the remote, you need a momentary switch. So you press it once, it's on, press it once, it's off. With the latching with it, I had to press it once to turn it on, but twice to turn it off because you have to reset the switch and turn it back on. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments on how to do this, I'm happy to answer them. You want to direct message me on Etsy, you can DM me there, or you can comment below and I'll get to those usually in a day or two or three. It really depends how busy I am at work. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Please like and subscribe, comment below, and happy collecting and happy modding. All right, catch you guys on the next one. Peace.